There's one thing we know for sure as about what the Senate wants to move to do. These are moves that have been in play for a while now. They were just waiting for the right time to pull the proverbial trigger, we'll say. Brenden Boudreau, Great Lakes Gun Rights Association, joins us now on West Michigan Live. There's one thing that could have stopped for a fact what happened in Uvalde, Texas, and that's not being talked about right now amongst all these moves to take guns away from Americans and their Second Amendment right. Brenden, the one thing that could have stopped what happened in Uvalde, that absolute tragedy, that massacre, would have been a working lock and a door that was locked that individual, that psychopath, entered through. Yet we're not having conversations about that this morning. Good morning, Brenden. How are you?
Hey, Justin, good to see you. Yeah, we really aren't having that conversation here. And of course, it's because Republicans have once again capitulated to Democrats and allowing them to control the debate and make it all about gun control. The more facts that come out about Uvalde, the more that we know that this was not a situation where we needed more gun control. In fact, look at the gun control laws we already have on the books. The gun-free school zone Act, Federal Gun-Free School Zone Act, left these administrators and children defenseless because we disarm administrators and teachers. We provide armed guards for our politicians and our favorite sports teams, but we leave our children defenseless behind a good feeling gun-free school zone sign. And now that's where we're at. Last night, Republicans, 14 of them, joined with Democrats to pass gun control, and this is Republicans capitulating and frankly grabbing defeat from the jaws of victory. They didn't have to do anything here. We they keep talking about, oh, this is this grand compromise. Compromise is in theory when both sides get something. Gun owners got nothing. This is just all gun control, red flag, enhanced invasive background checks. We're going to treat adults 18 to 20 years old as second-class citizens. We've got the bad breakup ban in there, and we're redefining what an FFL is so that we can criminalize people who are trying to sell their private collections.
So let's just break this down. Let's say you're going through a divorce. What needs to happen? Very little, I guess, for that person, that your spouse, to claim that you're a threat or you have some sort of mental issue or something like that, for them to come through and then take away your firearms at that point. We've seen this happen before. There are so many slippery slopes in this situation that it leaves a lot of people. And let's put it this way. Let's say you're a woman. You're going through a divorce with an abusive husband. And that husband is not only abusive and has been in the past, but he's threatening you now in the current situation. And yet he goes to police and says that you have some sort of mental health issue, or in fact, that you are a threat to him. And they come and take away your ability to defend yourself against that man who is threatening to hurt you or do worse. That's what these laws would make possible. Do I understand that correctly, Brenden?
Yeah, you're correct, and we already see this kind of abuse with PPOs, where we have the abuser actually trying to call out PPOs against the abusees, and now we're just going to put it on steroids with red flag laws, where we're just going to allow people to disarm whoever they want without actually the threshold of evidence for a red flag law in most states. It's absolute garbage. I mean, we're talking about hearsay. So we're allowing people to have their gun rights taken away on a very low threshold of evidence without them being present. And then you have to go before a judge to prove that you have the ability to have your rights back. That's not how the American judicial system works. Yet now John Cornyn, in all his wisdom, and his 13 Republican lackeys, rhinos, have decided, well, they're trying to build this as, well, we're not supporting red flag laws. No, you're just funding them and incentivizing states to pass more red flag laws. And of course they say, well, we put due process protections in that. Well, the definition of due process by the American left, and even the American what you would say Republicans, it's very loose. They think that taking the guns first and then due process second is somehow due process, when that's a clear violation of the Bill of Rights.
Okay, so what can people do? I know we don't have a lot of time here left today, but Brenden, what should folks be looking to do today? Should they be on the phone?
Yes.
And they need to act today, I would imagine.
Yes, absolutely. Here in Michigan, obviously, we got 2 Democrat senators, but they still need to hear from you. Give their offices a call. If you live in other states, call your senators. And most importantly, too, the truth is that most of the Republicans who voted for it are not up for election this cycle. They're betting that we're going to forget about them in 2024 or 2026 when they're up. And every single Republican that votes for this nonsense, and any Republicans today who are running for office who refuse to without question, oppose this nonsense, needs a primary, and should be voted against. And that's the only way we're going to get them to behave themselves, is by showing that voting against the Second Amendment is politically costly. The number for the U.S. Senate, you can call. Their switchboard is 202-224-3121. And you can call there and tell your senators to oppose Cornyn's gun control bill. The number is Senate Bill 2938.
It really is something. And I think no mistake that this news came the same day as we found out the abject failure that occurred in Uvalde. Police could have stopped the shooter 3 minutes after entering the school and didn't. And now we're supposed to, and we're told apparently that we're supposed to give up our guns and that we will be protected somehow.
Yeah, they're trying to quick snap this, Justin. They realize that this is going to put Republicans at odds with their base, so they're just trying to get it done before Republican senators get cold feet, and that's where we've got to melt their phone lines and make it clear that this is going to be politically costly if they do this.
More coming up, folks. We're taking a great break. Thank you, Brenden Boudreau, Great Lakes Gun Rights. Appreciate you for being here with us today.
Thanks, Justin.